Hi, we're still here with Humiecki and Graef. So, it's this your first time here at Exens. What do you think about this fair?
So we are, as a brand, we are from the very beginning at Exens, and I'm the third time here. And Tobias, he's now the fourth time on the fair, and we like a lot the atmosphere, the talks to the people, to meet people from all over the world. And as we can see, the fair is growing, and the same, our brand is also growing as well.
So, how do you find yourself working together as a duo?
Well, I find it very inspiring. Obviously, we both work in different fields. So Sebastian is more for the creation of the concepts of the fragrances, and I'm more in charge of the business side of what we do. So basically, that fulfills very, very well.
Okay, we would like to know more about your latest issue, Candor. So, could you explain and tell us about the new fragrance?
Of course. So, as you know, all our fragrances, they have a particular emotional feeling as a concept idea. And now we came up with a fragrance called Candor, and it's about affinity. So it describes the moment you meet on street, just suddenly by accident, somebody you felt in love like years ago or ages ago. And it's this particular moment, you see each other, you start to talk, and there is several things that you understand each other very good, and that's this warm feeling. And for a moment, everything could start again. Everything is very open, therefore the name Candor, because Candor, it means openness, frankness. And on the other hand, you also don't know. It could be also, so if you would go together further on, it will be for good, or you would never meet again. So that's the main idea of the concept.
Wow, so it's like a kind of a sliding doors. Like the fragrance could be a beginning, a new beginning, or the final end.
Exactly. And this is why Sebastian and Christophe were the noses for our fragrances, came up with the idea to have on the one hand something very fresh, so there's a very fresh note in it, but then that merges into with very, very milky tones to basically take that feeling across, or to basically communicate that feeling.
Okay, so we saw your new project called Old Shanto Perception, right? So could you explain to the audience what it's about?
Yeah, it's maybe because you have to understand, I have to tell a little bit more, because we're designers, and we run a design agency called Belle Epoque, and from that we also started to make a concept for Humiecki Graef, and we are very interested in our daily work about perfumes and cosmetics, and to work with images and what an image says about a concept or something else. And so we came up with the idea to make a publication order, which just invited, in the first issue, invited people who have nothing to do with perfume, so who are not from the perfume industry at all, who just are interested in perfumes. And we asked 33 people, image creators, so such as opera directors, artists, designers, to send in their image, what they imagine with their own fragrance they wear. So we found extremely nice associations with Féminité du Bois or with Calèche or with other fragrances. There are some niche fragrances, there are some mass market fragrances, so this is totally open. On the other hand, we asked 13 photographers, which we sent just a file, a blinded file to. They didn't know the name, they didn't know the company, and they had to create an image just by smelling the fragrance.
So it was a hidden brief, right?
Well, for the photographers, yes, it was a hidden brief. And what we thought was interesting is to see what is those who associate something with their most beloved fragrance, and what do others that, especially in this respect, the photographers, what were they going to realize when not having any notion about the name or the fragrance brand behind the fragrance we sent to them. And it was very, very funny to see that there is a lot of parallels if you look at some of the results of the photographers and you in the end know what the actual fragrance we sent them was, you see that there is a parallel, and in a way what they gave in terms of interpretation meets very, very well with the actual fragrance we send them.
Okay, last but not least, if you could just pick one fragrance from another creator from the mass market, or not selective one, what would you pick? A scent?
So I mentioned already one name, Féminité du Bois, but there is also Monsieur Balmain and also Vache. These are like fragrances I adore a lot. And I don't know what's about you.
Well, my all-time favorite is Jiki from Guerlain.
Thank you so much for coming and for being here with us. And see you soon. See you next year at Exans.
Exactly. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.